We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again.
Cashing out my 401k to throw myself a birthday party.
My car payment is about to be $1,635.75.
All right, hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching a few videos of people making some of the worst financial decisions I've ever seen. It's not to clown on anyone. I've made some dumb financial decisions in my life, but the choices people are making now are going to put them into debt for years and just put their life behind in a way they can't even imagine. They're making decisions today that they're going to regret when they're 60, 70, even 80, right? If not sooner. But let's get straight into it.
Come budget my paycheck with me as a 22-year-old working full-time. I'm on $100K a year salary, so the monthly take-home pay is $5,860.24. I live in a medium to high cost of living state in Florida, so my rent is $2,265, including water and trash, and then electricity runs me about $120 per month. Next up, I spend about $400 a month on food, whether it's dining out or just buying groceries. I don't pay for phone or Wi-Fi. I'm on my dad's plan, and my girlfriend pays for the Wi-Fi. I spend about $100 a month on health insurance and max out my 401k match. That ends up being about $400. My biggest expenses besides rent are my car expenses. So I spend about $135 a month on.
Guys, he makes $5,800 a year. We haven't even gotten into his car, and he's already about, what, like $3,300 in? He only has like $2,800 left to spend. This dude's living way, way, way above his means. Ooh, I hope he has like a roommate or something. Right off the bat, that apartment he has, he can't afford it. He cannot afford to pay $2,300 a month on top of everything else. He is contributing to his 401k. He's maxing it out, but he cannot afford that apartment. Absolutely not.
Gas currently, I spend about $237 on insurance, but I just bought a new car. It's a C8 Corvette. So as you can see, very expensive car. So my car payment is about to be $1,635.75. And that's essentially because
No, my brother in Christ, no, you cannot afford that. Like, you might be able to make the payments, but you can't afford that car. You cannot afford that car. You can't even afford your apartment. He is going to feel it. I assure you, he's probably done like the math on paper and he thinks he can afford it. He can't afford it. What I mean when I say you can afford the payments, but you can't afford the car. Let's say you make $100,000 a year, right? This car, let's say it's about $80,000. Corvettes aren't cheap. They depreciate really fast. We'll say that, but like, they aren't cheap. If you're making $100,000 a year, you cannot afford an $80,000 car. Even if you can't afford the $1,600 payment, you can't afford the car overall. There's a difference between making the payment and affording the car. A good car salesman is going to ensure that you can afford the payment, but at what cost, you know? Like, you're going to be paying a lot of interest over time. Cannot afford this car. You can't afford your apartment. There's a lot of things he cannot afford that he's doing.
And that's essentially because I did a 3-year loan, already put like $30K down on it. So
it's a 3-year loan, he said. He put $30K down. Pull up the calculator. Yeah, I was right. So it's an $88,000 car, a $90,000 car, okay? Because it's $88,887. It's a $90,000 car. He cannot afford that car. Absolutely not. Because he said he put $30K down, and we're looking at $1,635 for 36 months. By the time he goes to finish paying it off, if he wants to sell it, I promise you he's not going to get anywhere near that back. $90,000 car on a 100K salary? There's no way. There's no way.
I want to get that payment kind of over with, and my insurance is going to go up to about $307 a month. Now, if we just throw in $400 for miscellaneous expenses, I'm left over with $497.48 at the end of the month to just save, invest, do whatever I want with. Let me know down below. What would you change about my budget?
What I would change about your budget? Easy. I'd get rid of that car. I'd get rid of the car, and I'd move to a more affordable apartment. Yeah, even with $400 of miscellaneous, $400 a month left over, that's kind of tight because emergencies do happen. And if he really, really wants to, he can technically do it for those 3 years, but that's going to be insane. That's an insane car payment. Yeah, hopefully nothing breaks on that car. What is he going to do when something goes wrong? Pops a tire, needs an oil change? When you get cars of a certain status, a certain price tag, things are different. It's not like your Camry where you can go out to the back, change the oil, good to go. Think Maserati. A lot of the earlier 2000 Maseratis have Ferrari engines. They have Ferrari V8 engines. You cannot change the oil by yourself on those cars. You have to take it to a Maserati or a Ferrari dealership and have them change the oil. Now you're looking at like an $800 oil change. I don't know how the Corvettes work, but I'm sure it's very similar. I'm sure you can't just change the tires on them or do little things like for my Jeep. I'm lucky enough my dad's a mechanic, an aircraft mechanic, but a mechanic nonetheless. Once my Jeep hit 60,000 miles, he helped me change out the spark plugs. I can change my own oil and filter. That's not a problem. I can also change my cabin filter, my engine filter. That's no issue. But stuff like my spark plugs, technically not hard, but I like to have my dad help me out with it. That's simple stuff that I saved a lot of money doing. It would have been $600 to go get my spark plugs changed. Thanks to my dad knowing how to do certain stuff, it only cost me the cost of the spark plugs. I think it was like $80. But yeah, you can't do that when you have a car of that kind of caliber. So good luck, bro. Good luck.
I think the only thing I regret in my life was cashing out my 401k to throw myself a birthday party. Like, that was dumb. I didn't need to do that.
I mean, like, at least he knows. At least he knows, bro. Like, he already did it. There's nothing to say. It's kind of funny, but he's definitely going to regret that when he's 70. Dude, do not pull out of your 401k. If something happens, you get fired or quit your job, and your 401k is tied to your job, roll it over to a private 401k. You can open them up with any credit union, bank, even some like the online banks. You can open up a 401k with them, but please don't cash out your 401k. It's not worth it. Let it sit there and compound. Forget about it if you really don't care, and then move on, but don't cash it out.
Y'all, so I was just scrolling on TikTok. Everybody been talking about like how you can go, make your Affirm account real money. And because my firm, they very generous, right? When you do Affirm right, they very generous. I don't think I've only used it 1 or 2 times, but my limit is very high.
Of course your limit is high. They want you to use it. It's like how credit cards give you a high limit. It's to entice you to use it. They want you to use it.
So everybody had been saying go to Walmart and get a money order with your Affirm debit card, and everybody's like, you can't do it, they ain't gonna be done, I ain't did it, da. So I went to Walmart. Y'all know their money machine was closed. Something was wrong. They always Walmart. I went to Kroger, and I was just trying this out because I did try it out. Because it's basically 4 months, 0% interest. So if you pay this off in 4 months, it's 0 interest. It's use it to your advantage. Hold on. I'm literally about to use these money orders, these exact money. I'm literally about to take these money orders straight down to the appraisal district and buy 2 properties right now. And it didn't cost me nothing, and I'm going to have that money back from those properties within those 4 months. And I got a total of $34.50.
I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean it didn't cost you anything? It cost you $3,450. Don't do this. This seems like a borderline sketchy situation. Don't do this. I'm sure it's legal. I'm sure it's a good way to get caught up. Also, how is this such a quick turnaround? How are you getting this money and then buying 2 properties? And how are you buying 2 properties with $3,400? Like, the more I'm thinking about this, the less it's making sense. So you pull out $3,400, $3,452, right? $3,452. You're gonna buy 2 properties with that? What if your properties don't do well? What if they don't sell? You still have to pay that money back. And if you don't pay it back in time, it's no longer 0% interest. You have to pay $3,400 back, probably with a 30% interest. Heck no. Please don't do this. Please, it's not a free money glitch. Please don't do this. Oh, this is some bad advice. Oh my God, I'm lightheaded. I'm lightheaded from that. Please. Guys, don't do this. That's the problem with stuff like this. He's already thinking of it as free money. Free money this, free money that. Nothing is free. Please do not do this. Oh my goodness. If you take anything from this video, don't do this. And if he buys that property rental, no, now he really has me like thinking, what if he doesn't sell it or rent it? The moment you buy it, you owe property taxes and all this other stuff. Like, how's he gonna pay for that? If you can pay this $3,400 back in 4 months, why don't you just wait 4 months and save the $3,400? How is he getting 2 properties right off the bat with $3,400? I don't understand. They're probably in the ghetto, so it means he probably has to build up that. This is a bad idea, guys. This is a bad idea. Prove me wrong, though. If it works, it works. Prove me wrong.
I did one for $1,450. Another one for the $2,000. All I did was go into the Affirm app, say I'm going to Kroger, put the amount of money that I wanted to get because I didn't need my whole limit. And it approved it, told me to set up, what plan I want. I went in there, chose the plan, and swiped my debit card, put my PIN in for the debit card, and that was it. Literally, that was it.
Of course, it was easy to do. They want you to do it. They want you to do it. Oh my goodness. Oh, please don't do that.
We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again, and I want to go over what that debt is. The total amount of debt is $92,589. So we have 2 cars. One car.
You filed bankruptcy 6 years ago, and in 6 years you accumulated $92,000 in debt? In 6 years? What did you buy? This is a problem with bankruptcy. Yes, it's gonna wipe your debt, but you never changed the behavior. You never learned your lesson. You didn't have to pick up all these extra shifts and work all these extra jobs and hustle to pay off your debt. So there's no attachment between your debt and hard work. There's no like, when you think of debt, you think of long hours, 72-hour work weeks. Like, there's no like fear when you think of debt, right? But that's the problem with bankruptcy. It just gets wiped, and then you get to use your credit cards and stuff again.
So we have 2 cars. One car is $19,812 and the other one is $21,404. And so that is a combined total of $41,206.
$42,000 in just cars? Why did she get brand new cars? $42,000 off the rip? Brand new cars? That's crazy. That's crazy.
$16. Our credit cards between me and my husband are $32,715, and we have loans. I included like Affirm, Bread, which was our furniture. I included that in there. I even included our phones. Like when you go to Verizon and get like a phone and they put it into your monthly payment. I even included those. So all of that included is $18,618. We have multiple loans from Upstart and Upgrade. Oh, and Avant gave me a loan too. So yeah, $92,589.
Cooked. She's cooked. Wow. $32,000 in credit cards, and then $18,000 in like random Affirm and furnitures and stuff. Wow. I hope she does not file bankruptcy again. I hope her and her husband sit down, make a plan, and fight to get out of this. That's the only way they're going to change that mentality. Wow, $92,000 in debt. It's not even like a mortgage or anything. This is going to push them so far back in life. You know what you could have done with $92,000? Towards your investments, towards your retirement. Wow, and they look a little older. They look like they're in their 30s. Wow, this is not good. It's not too late, though. Definitely pay this off, push forward, and invest aggressively. Wow, but it's so hard to feel bad when they filed bankruptcy just 6 years earlier. They had a fresh start. Wow.
When I quit my job, I took out my 401k. Here's why.
15 seconds. Should voters in their 20s plan on having to work until they're 70?
They should plan on their retirement age being increased, yes. We're going to change it to reflect more of what life expectancy should be.
and 15
Like, you really don't know the shit that's about to go down by the time you're 70. Like, seriously, anything can happen with inflation, deflation. And to be honest, if you do your research, 401k wasn't even meant to be a retirement plan. It was actually developed after the Depression because nobody was getting into the stock market. So 401k was actually created to get the average person back into the stock market. And not only...
I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. The retirement age did just move up a little bit, but that's why you can't rely on Social Security or any of that extra stuff. You can only rely on yourself, right? You have to do stuff today to ensure you have a good future later. So because someone said we're going to push up the retirement, you pulled out from your 401k, I'm so confused. Like, you cashed out your 401k that ensures you can retire because someone said your retirement's gonna move up? What's happening? Like me, I'm not counting on Social Security or any of that extra stuff. If I get it, great. If it's still in play, great, right? But I'm not counting on it. I'm investing in myself today while I'm young and able-bodied so that when I'm older, I don't have to do that. I don't have to have that stress on me. I'm confused about what she's getting at. Like, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen when you're 70. They can get rid of a lot of systems in play. Things can change, but that's why you have to be able to invest and count on yourself.
That, but I took out my 401k because who the hell guarantees my life until I'm that old? Anything can happen. I can die right now. Truth is, you're socially conditioned to think how society wants you to think. Prove me wrong.
I hate that argument. I hate that. What if I don't make it till I'm 70? Look, you could die tomorrow. You could die in 10 years. But we have an average lifespan for a reason. Odds are you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it to 60. You're gonna make it to 70. You're gonna make it to 80. And if you don't, who cares? Because you're dead. Who cares? Who cares? You're dead. You don't care. But what if you do make it? You blew all your money in your 20s. What if you do make it? Now you don't have anything to show for the 40, 50 years you've been working. Now you have debt. At that point, you have like 3 options. That system that you hate so much, now you have to rely on it. Now everyone has to subsidize you because you made bad choices in your youth. And you're really going to live a life of poverty because you're subsidized. Like, it's not going to be the life you want. It's going to be a life that's given to you. And that sucks. Instead of enjoying your future the way you want, you're going to be forced into this mold. It's not a way to live, right? You have a second option, relying on family. And when you rely on family, you don't know which way it's going to go, right? So no guarantee family's going to support you. And if they do, they can start to build this resentment towards you. You want to live the final years of your life with people who are starting to resent you because you made bad choices in your youth, and those people who have to take care of you, odds are they're going to have to also sacrifice their future to help you out because you made poor decisions in your youth. Now you're building generational poverty, generational debt. These people now have to provide for an extra human. And the older you are, the odds you'll need all this medical assistance. It's selfish. It's selfish and it's embarrassing. Wow.
Like, people think, oh my God, you're going to work your entire life so that whenever you retire, you can be comfortable and you can go on trips and do all kinds of shit. But bitch, I'm 28 years old and I barely want to go out. I ain't about to be taking no trip when I'm that old. Like, why should you work so freaking hard during your youth when you're healthy and you have the energy just to work and work and work and be comfortable when you're old and getting...
You want to work hard in your youth because you're healthy and you have the energy. Because when you're old, you won't be healthy. Well, you might be. When you're old, you won't be as healthy and you won't have the energy. That's when you want to work. You want to work when you don't have health or energy instead of the time when you do. Wow. But I do kind of agree with you don't want to wait till you're old to explore your life. Like, she might not want to go out now, but she might want to go out later, right? Me personally, I live life to the fullest now responsibly. I go on trips. I try to go to like at least 1 or 2 different countries a year. And it's because I'm young, I'm healthy, I want to see it, and I want to be able to walk around and enjoy life during my youth. Like last year, and I think I'm gonna go again this year. Last year I went to Paris. That's a lot of walking required, but I also don't want to wait till I'm 60 or 70 to see all these countries and have all these experiences.
4 money rules that I live by as a financially literate and successful CPA. Number 1, pay yourself first. If you're waiting to save your money until you've already paid all your bills, bought all your wants, gone out to dinner, you're not going to save anything, you're going to spend it. I automate this through my paycheck at my job, so I actually have a flat amount go into my savings every single month into a completely separate bank so I don't see it. When I log into my checking to pay my bills or see how much money I have, that savings account isn't there. Out of sight, out of mind. Number 2, you will never catch me using a debit card. I use credit cards intentionally. I pay off the statement balance every single month. And by doing this, I get either cash back, I get free hotel rooms, or I get free flights. My husband and I just went to New York last week in the middle of the Christmas season, stayed at an $800 a night Marriott right across from Madison Square Garden. $3.50 from credit card points. A debit card is doing nothing for you besides giving you the risk of fraud, so I don't know why anyone is still using a debit card besides going to the ATM and taking out some money.
Okay, on the first one, yes, your money wants to work. Your money is a workaholic. It's either going to work for you or work for someone else. Every time you spend money, that money is working for someone else. Every time you buy something from Amazon, that money is working for Jeff Bezos. That money is making him richer. That money is making his life more comfortable. Pay yourself first. And what they mean by pay yourself first is invest in yourself, invest in your retirement, invest into your homes, pay off your debts, make that money work for you. Your money's gonna work regardless, whether it's working for you or working for someone else. So why not let it work for you? You wake up every day and you work for someone else. You make someone else rich. Put yourself first. The second one, using credit cards is fantastic if you're a credit card person. Some of you guys are not credit card people. Forget the points, forget the perks, because at the end of the day, if you're not a credit card person, you're going to be losing so much money on APRs and interest and everything at the end of the month. Do not do this if you are not a credit card person. And you know if you're a credit card person or not. Are you carrying a balance at the end of the month? If you are, you're not a credit card person. If you're not, you're a credit card person. You have to sit down and be realistic with yourself.
Number 3, all of my savings aside from my investments is in a high yield savings account. You need to close out that college account that you have at Bank of America, PNC, TD Bank, Wells Fargo, and you need to move your savings into a high yield savings account. Last year alone, just on my high yield savings, I earned $2,448.71 in interest just from having my savings sit in an account. I did nothing. And number 4, this should be unspoken, but maxing out your IRA every single year. I know it's pricey, but it will pay off in the long run. If you start investing when you're young, you can easily be a millionaire by the time you're ready to retire. And even if you wait until your 30s, your 40s, you will still have a lot of money. So that's something that you really need to make a priority. Financial success is not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with the money that you have. You need to set up budgets. You need to set up plans. And I promise you, you will be saving in no time.
So those are 4 fantastic tips. She's a CPA. She's gone through a lot of schooling. She's financially literate. Like, those are fantastic tips. And I wanted to end this video on a little bit of a lighter note because you can tell someone what they're doing wrong all day, but if you don't give them help, if you don't give them the right steps, they'll never, ever change. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. Please don't pull from your 401k. Please don't do that little Affirm hack. And please, if you're only making $5,800 a month, do not have a $2,200 apartment and a $1,600 car note. Please, guys, please make money moves that make sense. Think about your future, think about where you want to be, and think about how you got to get there. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, I guess. Yeah.